again, this is what body doubling is all about. This is a task that I've been putting off for lots of different reasons. And it is also something I love to do. There's always something better. So I'll just do this. And I'm not sure, um, maybe you'd rather be watching what I'm doing and not my face while I'm doing it. Um, just kind of looking at my basil and finding some guys that are looking like they're getting crowded out. This guy over here is gonna probably perish. And then I'm just kind of snipping. I don't have a very good setup for this, do I? I just kind of snip it off the top of it. Thank you for coming while I figure this out. True body doubling should be tasks that we're having trouble getting to. And so while my weekly body doubling is nice because I can put aside something creative that I am looking for, I want to start doing some of this stuff that's actually me doing things that I'm forgetting. Oh, hi, Libra and Sarah and Miss Hughes. Thanks for being here. We're just going to have kind of a relaxing time, cutting up some of my basil. Oh, so basil is so funny and finicky. We are going through, for those of you that have just joined, some of my herbs outside and getting ready to dry and process them. So, got some basil, got lots of basil actually. Just sometimes I snip it and then go inside and process it, but it's a nice day. So I thought I'd do a little bit of this out here. Got to be careful though. The older I get, the more sensitive I am to the sun. Yeah. Gardens are such a joyful thing, but usually around August, oop, this leaf is a little looped. Not sure. Sometimes I just cut off the bluebee part and dry it anyway, but I am always so sad if I'm too sick to do things like this because it wastes so much of this wonderfulness. So today I feel good enough to do it. Got some more basil, just taking off all the little leaves. And I might be a weird person, but I also keep the stems and dry them, but I just dry them separately and use them for things like incense or steam pots throughout the cold time. Um, I don't know. I just like having some of that stuff around. It keeps me from going out and buying a whole bunch of junk that I don't need. And it's better for us. Um, I actually would really like to learn how to make my own incense. My daughter just loves burning incense, but I am so sensitive to it, especially if it's really flowery smelling. I am not one for that. We've got some of these guys are getting done, which I don't blame them. It's been a good crop this year. If you see a little bit of extra growth on the top, or they're kind of saying, okay, let's send out some seeds. It's time. And I usually also keep some of the seed pods and let some of them grow so that I can save for next year. And I feel so professional when I do that. I don't know. Sometimes I'm living in my own fantasy world, pretending that I've invented these things. It's just silly. Um, sometimes Let's see who else is coming in here in the chat. See Beth's name. Hi, Beth. Remember when I said I kind of had an idea? Well, I had to struggle with Substack for a good half an hour or so because for some stupid reason it had logged me out and I can't log back in with my phone. So I am on a tablet that barely has any batteries left. And I am just actually doing a task that I wasn't going to do. It is real body doubling. Practice what you preach, I guess. Today, today I was okay. Today I have been somewhat alive and out of bed. Those of you that have chronic pain and illness would understand that. Um, I'm trying not to overdo it, which is why I'm just kind of sitting here, taking my time, looking at some of uh, this beautiful basil plant. I'm gonna show you guys again what my little garden looks like on my balcony. So again, I don't know why it's got this weird flippity thing, but like I don't know why it's only showing in. I guess this is like phone view, but that's some of my basil. There's some more of my basil. Some beautiful again mint and some great. This guy right here, this flower, you can see it's trying to like invade everything else. uh, Makes me happy for some reason. I don't know why. I guess maybe because I didn't do a whole bunch with it. I should really look up if I could propagate it and if it would have survived inside. Um, because it's just a gorgeous kind of cover for a bunch of things. Surprisingly, my lavender is happier with it kind of like fighting for sun. I don't know. Lavender is something that has eluded me, as as rosemary, which is crazy because rosemary like grows wild here almost. So I don't know. Maybe it's just because it prefers to be in the ground. That's more basil up there. Yes. You see why I have to start processing some of this. There's a lot of it. And this is my uh, it's orange mint, I guess. And that needs to be cut back a bit, but you can see I kind of threw some little. Let's see, can I do anything about swirling? No, I just have to get closer. I put some little pots, little baby starter pots, and I'm letting the little offshoots that are trying to invade everything else have a place to invade. Plan is to separate them once I've got those going. Some of them are very rooted, but not quite ready to be cut back. This is my wanting to escape tomato plant that is producing a bunch of tomatoes on it. It's hard to kind of see that, but it cracks me up because it almost looks like it's trying to get get out of everything. It's just going like crazy. But I mean, it has this whole pot down here, so the root system is quite established. It's so sad that tomato plants can't be like kept year to year. Some flowers down here. I've got a silly little what is this again? This is a squash that is not really working. Keeps trying to grow leaves, and I'm not really sure of the mechanism of it, but that's okay. As I've said before, I've struggled to get actual um, peppers, but you can see this lovely big bell pepper that's growing there. We won't do anything with that today. And then I've got some hot peppers, long skinny hot peppers. And then this is something I think I may have to separate because they've both gotten giant, but I've got a pepper plant here. It's got little babies on it. I don't know if you can see them. Little babies. And then another out of control tomato plant that has already kind of shed everything that it was going to give me so far, but it looks like it's trying some more. Again, probably won't do any much with that today. Um, got some savory in there and some sage. And it's really funny. The sage I started from seeds and it really wasn't doing anything. And then I only had these little guys. If you see, these ones are they're like ornamental basil kind of. Someone gave me like a bush and I broke it into all the little places, but I'm not really sure it was supposed to be outside. So I I'm kind of letting it. I think I'm gonna let it flower. I've already taken off a couple to try to propagate, but yeah, it was this kind. I don't know. Someone gave it to me and I thought, awesome. But it's not really shaping up the way I thought. So change plans. And I just transferred this giant bucket of more lemon balm. So there's going to be lots of nice tea this winter. But this was my experiment and it worked out pretty good. And then on this, we've got strawberries up here, and some chives. Strawberries probably need a little more room than they have right now. They're kind of fighting. And then I've got some more peppers here, hot peppers, which I'll probably process next week. Hey, maybe I'll do this again. Um, got another beautiful little flower over there. I usually also have a water feature going, but the water feature is is finicky, and I have to like babysit it. It's really kind of weird. But yeah, anyway, I couldn't get into Substack from the app. So this is looking at my battling. It's starting to get a little low. But, but again, if you're just joining us, we're doing some body doubling with some of this harvesting that I needed to get done. And it's not actually the harvesting part that I end up in trouble with. It's usually um, stuff inside, having to get it all up. I've tried doing it just in the air, drying in the air, but I actually just busted out my dehydrator today. Mostly because chives don't dry very well on their own. I guess maybe just here it's too wet. Like the air is too wet, no matter what you do. So ocean is right there. So um, I do it the easier way. Also, I'm not sure what's eating my basil. It's a little frustrating. Stop eating my basil bugs. Mm. Mm. I also like to go in and just make sure that I'm taking out all these little guys that may be mostly dead in the middle, just to give them more room. Because this was a store bought, um, very well priced store bought bundle that I've kind of replanted at least once with a few plants. And this guy's it's all woody. Never really know what to do with these woody pieces. Um, So if you watch this later, if anyone watches this later and has any great basil tips, I am by no means a seasoned grower, so I am always open to tips. Just getting some of the better leaves off of this. Just always so oh, it just smells so good. Ooh, I'm getting soil all over my dress. That's how it goes. I guess I could probably try to turn that little background music thing on that they just started. I'm telling you, for someone who used to be so tech savvy, I am no longer. I feel lost all the times. There's not enough buttons anymore. Ah, I just think back to the days when I used to um, build computers and stuff. And as long as I could get into the BIOS, it's all good. But that is barely even a thing anymore. People get taught about, or that people do. Right. Yeah, I think it would be nice to have some sort of maybe focus music. I don't know if anyone else listens to that, but I really do find that it helps. A focus playlist mm, that I play, and it's just basically music and sounds, but it can also be very helpful. Get things done. Mm, It just seems weird that you're watching me. I'm a hot mess. Wish that I um, could have a better camera. Maybe like a GoPro on my head. Maybe that would work better. Mm. Just twisting this around a little bit. Be fine. Yeah, it's not quite. It's almost like I've got a there. Mm. Already cut these down so much. It's really kind of funny. All right, let's switch parts. I'm not sure I'm gonna find anything else I want to cut off of here quite yet. Tuck this back in. I feel like sometimes it gets too much sun here, which is I know crazy. But all right, let's shift this big guy over here. See, these feel more established. These ones were from hiding. These ones were from the grocery store. And those little two-sided places. They're just loving it here. And so bushy. So I'm gonna go to seed. Not sure I want to leave it here. So for those of you who have never actually done any of this gardening, so what you're supposed to do with basil is not just take off the leaves by leaves. You're supposed to cut from the top, and you're supposed to. I don't know. They say to go down 3 little nodes. So there's like I don't know. You can see there's like one set is here, one set is here, and then there's another set up there that I cut, and I cut right above the next one. So I basically cut right here on the other one. And the idea is that once you do that, these little um, barely growing leaves down here go, hey, cool. And then they become their own piece of their own little plants. And they grow their own leaves and you could cut them back again. So um, I promise you, I'm not going to start a gardening show. It's just dawned on me that I'm not really sure if anyone knows what I'm doing. There's another little piece. What are you doing over here? I think you are also good to go. So yes, this camera's awkward. Let's do here. Also talk to my plants a lot. Let me take this one down a little bit further. I'm not sure. That one looks good. Big bushy guys. Hmm, here. Yeah, this one is giving me a lot more. I think um, the grand rotation of everything I have used a lot already from that other one. Easier to Mhm. and decide to cut. Should be kind of careful when they're this closely packed because they will choke each other out for the sun. So you kind of need to trim around the same height so that there's not like one predominant one. I actually have a situation up with my other basil up at the top that I probably won't get a chance to do in this little round. That has one that's really, really, really tall, and I let it get really tall, and it's got big, huge things, and then there's a bunch of stunted ones because they didn't quite get uh, the sun that they needed. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. Now, some things that I do with my bounty. I dry it. That's always really great. And when I dry it, sometimes I keep some of the leaves whole for sauces and whatnot. And then I also will do flavored sugars and salts. So, for instance, the basil, I made a basil sugar and a basil salt. And what I do with that is I just basically um, what's it called? I put I trim and I put the fresh herb or whatever into a food processor, and I then put the sugar or salt in, blend it together, and it ends up being um, really kind of moist. So then I will put it out on a tray with it kind of thin as I can, and um, let it dry that way for a while, and then you can either just break it up and put it in a container, or you can put it back in the food processor if you want it to be a little finer. Um, but mostly you just don't want to put it away if there's moisture, just kind of common sense. But yeah, it's what I do with it all. And that way, one of my very, 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 very favorite things to eat, and I have a lot of weirdness around food, is I get bocconcini from the store, which is expensive. So not doing it that much these days. But I um, put that with some fresh tomatoes and fresh basil, and it varies. Sometimes I'll roast a red pepper. Sometimes, well, when I could handle heat way back in the day, I would do maybe a Fresno pepper or something. And then eat that together. I've also done it with prosciutto, and then you just wrap it, like kind of like at a fancy party, get an appetizer. Oops, my hand is getting a nice workout from this. It's good dexterity training for me. I don't believe that might be good on this one. Oh, wonderful. Look at how much we got. We have a lot. Mm, Anyway, I'm sure that it's gotten a little bit boring to just kind of listen to me talk and watch me cut some stuff up, but it has been very helpful for me. Unfortunately, my battery is going to die in just a few minutes. So if you've got any questions, speak now or forever hold your peace. Not really. You could always just message me. I'm pretty open. Just looking inside, making sure that their little forest looks okay. They are hardy, that's for sure. I'm just gonna take, well, actually, I'm gonna take that one. I'm convinced that's a good idea. All right, let's not over trim them. Let's not over trim them. So anyway, yeah, thank you. This is the body doubling that I was hoping to bring, and hopefully I will do more spontaneous lives on some real life things that I may be struggling. I've been saying for about 3 days that I need to do this. Um, so yeah, thank you for giving me the vehicle to get this done, um, and also maybe show you guys a little bit how it can be helpful and it can work for you. Anyway, um, see you all the next time I go live randomly, or see you next Sunday at Creative Body Doubling. Thanks so much, everybody.